Hello everyone, welcome to week 3. This week we're going to be talking about bond valuation. So first let's talk about what a bond is and the various attributes that a bond has. So a bond is a legally binding agreement between a borrower and a lender, and it specifies certain information. The first thing is the par or face value. That means the value on the face of the certificate. So if you imagine looking at an actual bond certificate, on the bond certificate it would list the par value. The next item listed on the actual bond coupon is the coupon rate. That is the interest rate that the bond pays. And then it lists the coupon payment, and that is based on the coupon rate. And then it lists the maturity date, the date at which the bond matures and the principal of the bond is repaid. In addition to the coupon rate that's listed on the face of the bond, also there is another interest rate that you need to understand, and that is the yield to maturity. That is the required market interest rate on the bond. So there are two interest rates, the coupon rate and the market rate. And it's important to know the difference between each of those. One of the primary principles to understand about bond valuation is the value of financial securities is equal to the present value of expected future cash flows. So when you are wanting to value a bond, you have to look at the future cash flows that you expect from that bond, and you get the present value of all of those future cash flows and add them together. So bond value is determined by the present value of the coupon payments and the par value, because those are the future cash flows. Whatever the coupon payments are, they can be yearly, they can be twice a year, they can be 4 times a year. Often they're twice a year. And then the par value, the initial amount, the par value of the bond, the face value of the bond. Another principal idea, very important to understand, is that interest rates are inversely related to present values or to bond values. So if the market interest rate goes up, you will see the bond value come down. If the market interest rate comes down, you will see the bond values go up. Next, let's take a quick look at the bond pricing equation, and we'll actually do an example using this in just a moment. The bond value is equal to the cash flows, the present value of all the cash flows. So 1 minus 1 over 1 plus R, which is your interest rate, and then the T represents time, and then that is divided by the interest rate. And then you're going to add to that the face value of the bond, the face of the bond, divided by 1 plus the interest rate, also taking into consideration the time for the bond. So let's look at an example. So consider a U.S. government bond with a 6 3/8% coupon that expires in December 26. The par value is listed at $1,000. The coupon payments are made semi-annually on June 30th and June 31st. So there's 2 coupon payments every year for this bond. Since the coupon rate is 6 3/8%, the payment is $31.87. And on January 1st, 2012, the size and timing of the cash flows are as you see here in this timeline. So it begins with the issuance of the bond, and then the first coupon payment is due on June 30th. The next is on December 31st, and it's always going to be $31.87 or 88 cents. And this is because it's based on that coupon rate, which is 6 3/8%, and that never changes. So up until the bond is matured in December 31st, 2016, the coupon rates will be semi-annually, twice a year, for $31.88. And then, if you can see on the far right, if the camera isn't covering it up too much, once the bond matures, then the final payment is $1,031.88. So let's look at the math on this. So we're getting the present value. We are wanting to get the present value, the value of this bond, okay? So on January 1st, 2012, the required yield is 5%. So what this means is that the market rate is 5%. Now remember that the coupon rate is 6 3/8%. So the coupon rate is higher than the market rate, and this is important to understand. Because the coupon rate is higher than the market rate, this means that your bond is desirable, okay? So somebody looking to buy a bond, if they look in the market, they're only going to get 5%. So this makes your bond, which is set at 6 3/8%, this makes that valuable. And so what this means is that you will be able to charge more for your bond because you're paying more in interest. So if you notice here, without even looking at this equation yet, notice the answer is the present value of that bond is $1,060.17. Now, you may be saying, I thought it was $1,000. It's a par value of 1,000. That's the par value, the present value of it. Because it has a higher rate than the market rate, you're going to be able to charge a premium. You're going to be able to charge a little bit more. Now, had this rate been higher, you would see the opposite, and I think we have an example of that coming up. So we call this a premium bond. You're able to charge a premium because your interest rate is higher than the market rate. So notice here we have our coupon payment, $31.88, and we're dividing that by the market interest rate, which is 5%. And the reason we divide that by 2 is because it's biannual, twice a year. So you have to pay attention when you're doing these types of problems. If it says semi-annual, then you take that market rate and you divide it by 2. Okay, so 0.05 divided by 2. Okay, and then we're going to multiply that by 1 minus 1 over 1.025. So we just worked this part out. 0.05 divided by 2 is equal to 1.025. And then we're doing it to the 10th power. And why are we doing it to the 10th power? Because there are 10 coupon payments, because it's semi-annual and it's over a 5-year period. So it is 10 periods or 10 time periods. Okay. All right. So we multiply this out and then we add this to the face value of the bond, or the par value of the bond, which was 1,000. And then we divide that by, again, the market interest rate divided by 2, which is 0.05 divided by 2. This gives us 1.025 to the 10th power, because it's 10 time periods that you would be paying out that coupon payment. And this gives us a bond premium of $1,060.17. Okay, so now this is an example showing what would happen if the market rate was higher than your coupon rate. Okay, so what's happening now, we're assuming that the required yield is 11%. So what does that mean? It means the market is paying more than what you're paying. So what you're going to have to do in order to get people to buy your bond is you have to discount that bond. Okay, so the equation is the same. We just take 0.11 and divide by 2 because it's semi-annual. This gives us 1.055. It's still to the 10th power because it is still 10 coupon payments. All right, so we just work through our formula and you can see the answer is $825.69. So what has happened is when the market rate is better or higher than your bond rate, you have to discount your bond. If the market rate had been lower, as we saw in the previous example when it was 5%, then you get to charge a premium because you're paying better than anybody else in the market, right? So when you pay better than the rest of the market, you can charge a premium. If you're not paying what the market is paying, then other people, they could go into the market and they could get a bond for 11%. So why would they buy your bond at 6 3/8%? Well, they're only going to buy it at a discount. Okay? And so you can see this on a graph here. We have the bond value on the vertical axis, and then we have the interest rates on the horizontal axis. And we've mapped out the par value here, and then the interest rate. Okay, so when the yield to market is less than the coupon, the bond is going to trade at a premium. And when the yield to market is equal to the coupon, then it would trade at par. So if the market rate is the same as the coupon rate, then you would be able to sell your bond for $1,000. But if the market rate is more than the coupon, which was the case we saw when it was 11%, then the bond is going to trade at a discount. So you can see it begins to fall below the par value. So the basic concepts here to understand is that the bond prices and the market interest rate prices, they move in opposite directions. When the coupon rate is equal to the market rate, then the price is equal to par value. And this is something that we would rarely see because the market rate, it fluctuates daily. And so when they're getting that bond issue ready, they're going to price it according to the market. They're going to try to hit it just right. But by the time they bring it to market, that market rate is going to have changed. It'll either go up or down. So the coupon rate and the market rate being equal, that pretty much never happens. When the coupon rate is greater than the market rate, then the price is going to be greater than the par value. We call that a premium bond. When the coupon rate is less than the market rate or the yield to market, the price is going to be less than par value, and that is considered a discount bond. So I hope this helps a little bit with your work this week. I will see you in the discussion. Have a great week, everyone.